Yes then, Team FD, and welcome back to Hot Takes. It's me, it's Pat, it's your dumb opinions. Let's jump right in. Actually, no, I have a business proposition for you. Just thought of it. Hot wakes. Let's make funerals sexy again, you and I.
Well, so we only take funerals on of guys who've died leaving behind f***able wives.
Yeah.
Or husbands, not sexist.
Fit dead people.
Fit dead people. I'll tell you who was good the other day was Stuart Armstrong. He was good against United, wasn't he?
To start off with then, we've got two hot takes that sort of contradict one another, but are somehow both still wrong.
Okay, both hot, but at different ends of the spectrum.
Okay,
That's not how heat works, but let's move on.
So one
Embarrassing.
is from Ben Spradberry.
Fake.
And he said, Kante is and always has been overrated. You fool, Benjamin. He's now getting exposed under Sarri, okay? So let's just park that there for a second and pick it back up with Alan Hayden, who said, Sarri is not getting enough condemnation for shoehorning Kante into an incorrect position and thus wasting the talent of the world's best defensive midfielder. Now, if I had to pick a team, Team Ben or Team Alan, I'd probably go Alan, but still not entirely convinced by what he's saying. Break down both these arguments for me in the way that only you can do.
I'll start with the second one. I feel like recently the whole narrative has been that Kante's been played out of position and that it's bad for him. But Chelsea overall are doing pretty well. They've had one bad game, which was against Spurs. And to be fair, Spurs got their tactics exactly right and Jorginho had a horror show. And Spurs won the ball so high that Kante was kind of taken out of the game. I don't know.
David Luiz was pretty tall at that game as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't really think...
Individual errors that game.
I agree that Kante's a holding midfielder, but if your issue here is the way he's been played, then actually your problem is the fact that Chelsea signed Jorginho in the first place. Jorginho can only play where he plays. So Kante's the one who has to go forward, and he's a really good transition player. Like, he's still developing. The other day against Fulham, wins the ball high up the pitch, gives it to Pedro, and Chelsea go and score the opening goal. So that was a kind of nice rejoinder to this kind of irritating narrative that's going on.
Word.
Yeah, thank you. As for the other guy, Kante is and always has been overrated. What, since he broke through at the age of 25? Kante is honestly one of the best.
Since he got Drinkwater and moved to Chelsea. That's how good he is.
Yeah, that's true.
People thought Drinkwater was worth £30 million.
God, that is mental that happened.
Do you know what people like? Safe bets. They like that Kante put in 5 tackles and interceptions a game. They like that they saw it all over Sky Sports' Twitter. You know what? Kante's trying to add a new string to his bow. Sarri's using him in a different way to win possession, like Pat said, in the opposition's third, thus turning over play in advantageous positions. And for the first time, he's averaging over a shot a game. He's got 2 assists. He only managed 2 assists in his 2 previous seasons combined. So his numbers, slight upturn where it matters, maybe more to come. And you know what? He could drop back in at any given moment and still be the best defensive midfielder in the world, in my humble opinion.
I kind of feel like Kovačić maybe is doing too much defensive work. Kante can absorb that, and Kovačić is actually he's an amazing transition player, even better than Kante. So I think if you make Kovačić purely the ball carrier and Kante the ball winner, then I feel like you've got the perfect harmony. At the moment, maybe the balance is a little bit off, but I don't feel like that's an example of Sarri needing condemnation 14 games into his first season coaching N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, and they've had to put up far less defensive numbers because they're controlling games in such a fashion now.
Yeah.
I don't think Barkley or
Kovačić
are averaging over 2 tackles a game. Their interceptions are okay, but they've not actually had to commit themselves defensively like Chelsea players in seasons gone by who have played in defensive-orientated systems. So it's much more important to have a controller and to win the ball in the opposition's third than Kante just flying about and putting in tackles in, because Jorginho, symmetry. Should we move on?
Yeah.
This one came through very late, Patrick. It's from Josh, and 6 minutes ago, according to this screenshot, he said Harry Kane is a better English forward than Wayne Rooney ever was. And I'm going to jump straight in with people forget how good peak Wayne Rooney was. So maybe Harry Kane has proved to be more consistent, but Wayne Rooney contributed to over 27 Premier League goals in 4 different campaigns. He also averaged over 1.5 key passes in 7 different Manchester United domestic campaigns. Okay? So Wayne Rooney was a very good player. Iterations, you know, different versions, albeit over a number of years, but potent, creative, looked like a potato. Despite Scott Young's display picture being Steven Gerrard wearing an orange sash, which makes me violently sick on every single level, I actually quite like this hot take. He's put Hasenhüttl will take Southampton above Manchester United by the end of the season. So I guess, first and foremost, do you like the appointment? And second of all, can you see Southampton, who are currently generating more chances per game than Manchester United, finishing above the Red Devils?
At the time of filming, I don't think it has gone through yet, right? So it's entirely possible that Hasenhüttl...
3-year contract broke this morning.
Really?
Bang.
It's
yes.
done. It's actually done.
Sky Sports reported it 19 minutes ago.
Woof. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I think it's the perfect squad for a pressing coach like Hasenhüttl. And before he was at RB Leipzig, he really overperformed with Ingolstadt, who were not a good team. He kept them in the league. In fact, I believe he got them promoted and then got them into mid-table in the Bundesliga, which is no small feat.
They were bottom of the Bully too when he took over
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, they were. I think they were like 10 points adrift or something. But I don't know. I mean, I still think that squad is really, really good. And I think that a bit of mismanagement over the last couple of seasons doesn't change that. They need to get in some more creativity, but they did bring in El Yunusi in the summer, and Danny Ings has been great so far. And also, when I look at Southampton, when I look at their back five, including their keeper, how many of Man United's back five get in it? De Gea. That's it. Cedric is better.
Ryan Bertrand's better.
Yeah, Ryan Bertrand's better.
Westerveld.
Hoot is better.
Not convinced
If
by the big man.
If Bailly's fit, Bailly gets in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
That's troubling.
Well then, yes, Jones, Smalling, definitely not there.
And Lemina's better than Matic.
Ooh.
Definitely. He's a better ball winner. He's more mobile. I think he's stronger because he's just got pythons.
Great dribble numbers. Yeah. He was fantastic
They're down
against
a bit
Manchester
this season.
United when they drew 2-2.
They're down this season. He's only doing 1 dribble a game because weirdly Mark Hughes turned up with like a bunch of amazing pressing midfielders like Højbjerg, like Lemina, and said, I reckon we should stop pressing, but also not defend deep.
Or don't press as a team, because there were individuals who were still pressing, but the actual team press, the shape wasn't great, was it? And you know what? I don't think they're going to finish above Manchester United, but I do think Manchester United are flirting with, 7th at the moment, or losing Mourinho, his position becoming untenable over the course of the next couple of months. And if they're looking for a manager around January, can't use January to fix any of their holes, to paper over any of the cracks, then we could have a Chelsea situation on our hands where they finished what?
I still think they've got 10th. I think they've still got negative expected goal difference, Man United. And while a team like Arsenal have been, a bit all over the place and now sort of look like they might be getting their shit together, United seem to be going absolutely the opposite way. And this might have happened at the time. If Arsenal beat Man United on Wednesday, party at my gaff next week.
Penultimate one is from Bradley Dack, the Dack attack, and he said Modric wasn't even the best midfielder in the world, let alone the best player. He's obviously referencing the Ballon d'Or last night. De Bruyne was much more effective. I mean, De Bruyne never going to win the Ballon d'Or, being injured half the season. And I'd just like to take a moment to say that the DJ that thought it was appropriate to ask the first female Ballon d'Or winner to twerk on stage is a little troglodyte, and he's to crawl back off to his hole on his little iPod shuffle and just fester in his own sexist nonsense. But do you want to talk about Modric?
Not really.
Last hot take then comes from
I don't care about the Ballon d'Or. It's silly. Of course he wasn't the best player in the world last season because Messi's still alive. Did Messi die last year? No. Then he wins the Ballon d'Or. That's how it works. If he doesn't win it, you can give it to Ronaldo or Neymar or probably Mbappe. That's what you can do. Modric, look, I'm all in favour of Modric getting some sort of lifetime achievement award, I suppose, but he has got 4 Champions Leagues. Maybe you can just have those. This is like when Andy Murray got a knighthood just for being good at tennis. You're like, you get rewarded for being good at tennis. You win competitions and get money. Why do they also have to give him like a oh, well done for doing the thing you always wanted to do that doesn't affect anyone, you stupid off. It's the same with Modric, yeah. I don't think he was the best midfielder in the world last year. I thought that...
Tying it back to the question nicely,
Yeah.
love that.
I thought Kante was better at the World Cup. I thought Pogba was better at the World Cup. In the Champions League, to be honest, I think Milner's got a shout as being as good as Modric in the Champions League alone. And in the league, I didn't think Real Madrid were particularly impressive. So eat a dick.
Unless Messi dies, Messi wins it. But if Messi does die, hot wakes.
Messi's got a dick that he wraps around his waist like a fucking abseiler. And he's just like...
Last hot take then comes from a friend of the channel. It's Meath and a regular contributor. I know what, if all fans were like you, Meath, me old china plate, then our job would be super duper easy.
What's he said? Come on.
Oh God, he said Doogie will win Stat Wars. And at Doogie FTD. What does that stand for?
Fresh from the dugout, isn't it? Scum.
Is that the worst hand on the team?
Doogie will be lucky to come third in Stat Wars.
Hold it. As it stands, he's played a game more than me, but he's on 11 points, right? You're on 13.
No, I'm on 16.
Well, you've just given away, you know, what happened on bloody
Depends
the
when
latest
it goes-
episode.
when does it go live?
I suppose it doesn't really matter. You were playing Kieran, bit of a foregone conclusion, wasn't it?
It is a good episode, actually.
Yeah?
Kieran's funny. Yeah, we talk about his role in Black Panther.
Okay, cool. Got that joke, because he looks like Andy Serkis.
Yeah. Spotted that the day he came in.
You know, not because he was actually an extra on Black Panther. Anyway, cool. What was the question? Dougie wins Stat Wars. So you're pretty much nailed on to win it.
It depends. It depends. It could go to the last week.
Owing to goal difference. You're kind of like a Pep Guardiola side, good over the course of a season, but Stat Wars the champions. You know, on a one-legged affair, you're vulnerable. You show your vulnerabilities.
Won one of them. There have been two. I won one.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
Forgot about that. Well, you know, let's get Bobby Seagull back.
He's a lovely player.
David and Goliath.
He
Goliath's a great name, isn't it? Goliath.
Goliath.
Strong name. What would you call your son?
I've actually got these names worked out, so I'm not going to go into it. Copyright.
And that's hot takes for this week. Patto is still considering the names of his children, and what should Pat call his children? Let us know in the comments
Yeah,
below.
do that. Thank you.
So if you enjoyed this, then go and watch the other that you enjoy on our channels. Don't need to tell you how to suck eggs, do I? So,
Bye. Come back next week. Love you.
sucking eggs is weird.
Yeah, to the channel.
There's no hot takes next week.
Don't treat me like.
It's UCL review. What a great end, boy.